I want to talk about anxiety from work. Very recently, I went on a leave of absence because I felt like dog shit and my body felt like dog shit. As the date got closer for me to have to go back, I kept getting anxiety about thinking about going back to work. The night before it, though, was the worst. My sleep schedule was already a little messed up, so I couldn't sleep. I slept in that day. Burning sensation that I had in my chest, thinking about what's tomorrow gonna be like. I don't want to go back. I don't know if I'm ready. I'm still in pain. My body feels in pain when I wake up. This is not what I want for myself. I'm not happy with this job. Yes, I know you have to work to obtain what you want in life. I know you have to work hard. I know we need jobs. I know that. But I hate when people bring that up as if we can't feel how we feel about work. I think it's no bullshit that we have to work our jobs to provide for ourselves or to be a temporary spot in life before we get to where we really want to be. All my jobs so far have been temporary. This is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. None of these jobs I've done, this is not forever. But it's the sensation of feeling stuck. And it's also the sensation of anxiety that work brings along with you. I don't want to speak for any fields or professions. I bet there are people with jobs out there in different fields. They know that they have to work. They may love their job, but it still brings them anxiety at times. It brings them discomfort. It may bring them a sense of uncertainty and fear. That is normal and there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like people are shamed for that. And I feel like people who are told that they're anxious about work or they feel a negative way about work, they're told that they're ungrateful. At least you have a job. Yeah, you can be grateful and feel like shit at the same time. Do you know how many people work their jobs and complain? There's plenty of people who complain about their jobs, but they still work it because they know they have to. It's just belittling the experience of what workers go through internally that we may not always see. The anxiety was so bad that it took me a couple of hours to calm down. I had to chew gum. I had to sit up and do breathing exercises, which I really don't usually do, but it did something. And I didn't get any sleep that night. I got 1 hour of sleep and then I was off to work. When I was taking my breaks, I went to my car each time. And I was sitting there just exhausted and tired and realizing now that I'm back, yes, I have to be on the grind. I got to thug it out. I got to make that money. Got to make that dough. But at the same time, I have to blank through it though. With each job that I've had, as much as there are areas where I love it, whether it's the coworkers, whether it's the ease of areas of the job, or maybe it's the discounts, or just I like the place that I work, there are still moments where I feel like this isn't what I want to do forever. This isn't the end goal. Trying to move up. It's trying to find a way to get your happiness back. For example, on the sense of moving up, the first job that I had was at a coffee shop that you know very well. I love saying that because what other coffee shop am I talking about? And I was getting paid, at first I was getting paid 13, but then we got a raise and it was $15 an hour. That was my first job. And then the next job I asked for $15.50 and then eventually I was getting paid $15.67. That was at a cosmetic store. And the current job that I work at, I'm getting paid $17 an hour. It's just more physically demanding. It's okay, with each of those jobs, I have felt some kind of I haven't felt fulfilled. I just get to a point where I'm just this job, oh my gosh, it's too much. It's eventually when the time is right, I try to find something better. In my head, it's what can get better than this? Makes me feel less of a sad potato just dragging itself around. In my head, I just feel like people are going to say you have to work. You don't understand work ethic. I understand work ethic, trust me. I do. Because I've done it in so many ways in my life and I understand it. But it's when you have to go to work and it's giving you anxiety, something's wrong. I don't think work should give you anxiety. A lot of things shouldn't give us anxiety, but what is entailed with a job, with your job, maybe other people don't understand, but you understand it because you feel it. It could be your manager who's a pain in the ass. What's in your job description? Yeah, you signed up for what's in your job, but that doesn't mean that maybe sometimes is a bit more overwhelming than other times, or that it doesn't scare you to do it, or that's not difficult to do. That's always easy street. It could be the overall environment. It could be you never know what's going to happen when you walk into work. You never know what you're going to have to deal with. And maybe just like I said multiple times, maybe this is just temporary and you just have to blank through it. You have to blank through it. You have to get through it to get to the next step in life. And that's currently where I am, realizing that I feel stuck because I want freedom and I want to feel more value within myself. Really want the next step in my life. And I'm working on those next steps. I am. Aside from just saving money and working my job, there's other things that I'm doing for my education or my other ventures that I am hoping can be what makes me feel more free than this. If any of you have ever seen Moral Oral, which was an old Adult Swim show, you would know that the dad, Clay, every time he comes home from work, he literally says, "Stinking dead-end job." That's literally how I feel. I relate to Clay so much. For some people, their job is their everything and their job is their passion. And that's something that I can admire. But for others, it's not where they always want to stay. And especially some companies where they really want that loyalty, it's just not for everybody. I don't know. This is a ramble. I was having the worst anxiety last night before I had to go back to work. I don't like how I feel. I'm not very happy. I'm working on something to get out of that so I don't feel like that. So I can wake up, feel less heavy, so I can wake up and feel a little more hopeful, less dread. And I'm not saying that anything else that I could do won't come with those things, just something better than this, because I know there's something better than this. And with whatever stage we are in life to getting what we want, we always know that there's something better before we hit our goal. That is it for this video. If you agree with anything that I said, disagree with anything that I said, relate, don't relate, let me know in the comments. I will read them. And until my next video, whatever I talk about.